Okay, we're going to day 22. Day 22, clear notation. And I have two guests today. Want to say hello? No?
Hi.
Okay.
It's Amel and Gabby. Woo, 634.
Thank you, girls. All right, so let's see. We're doing this, and let me just make it a little bigger. And just let me confirm that's actually recording. It is. And here we go. So a car rental charges a fee, $60 for 1 mile. Write an expression to represent how much you would pay if you rent and drove car M miles. So the total cost, you're going to pay 60 bucks no matter what. Okay, that's the rental for the day, plus $1 times the number of miles. That's your expression. Okay, so 60 bucks for the whole day, and then if you drove 50 miles, it would be 50 times 1, and that would give you 50, and then you add to 60 and it will give you the total. So that's your expression that I can use, that I can use for any number of miles. What would it cost to rent and drive a car 72 miles? Okay, so there you go. So I'm going to pay 60 bucks for no matter what, plus $1 times how many miles? 72. So 60 plus, this is 72, and my total is $132. $132 what I paid. Okay. Number 3, you're selling cupcakes for $2. You need to make at least $20 to make the money back. Why do you call it? Ugh. So the cupcakes that you're selling, cupcakes that you're selling has to be $2 per cupcake. Need to make at least $20 to make the money back. Has to be greater. Okay, has to be at least. So it has to be greater than 20. So I know this is not part of your what you need to know, but this would be your inequality. 2 times the number of cupcakes that you sell has to be greater than $20, greater or equal to $20 for you to break even. So how many do you need to sell? So you will solve this like an equation. There's my left, there's my right. This is a multiplication, so I will divide this by 2 and divide that by 2. And my cupcakes is going to be greater. The cupcakes that I need to sell is going to be greater or equal to 20 divided by 2 is 10. Okay. Let's scroll down. That's easy. How do you divide 4 divided by 1/5? Oops. Okay. 4 divided by 1/5. So let's see. How would I divide 4 by 1/5? Well, if I don't know why there have so many bars here. Well, let's just take the top one. So if I have 4, let me take 1, 2. I don't think I need these 4. So let's take 4 chocolate bars, and I'm going to divide this by 1/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the bottom one, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I take the third chocolate bar, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I had 4 chocolate bars, 1, 2, 3, 4 chocolate bars, and I cut each one by 1/5, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, essentially 20 pieces. Okay. This one, how do we do this? Find the LCM, which is 15 times 3, right? How did the 5 become 15 times 3? 3 times 3 on top. 3 times 5 gave you 15, and 2 times 5, so that's 10. So we can cross these out, remember? And 3 divided by 10 can simply be written like this. And the answer is 3 times. Okay, so let's lower this a little bit. Plot the point 4, -2. 4, so start in the middle. 4 tells you to walk right or left, so we're going 4 because it's positive. We're going right because it's positive. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where we stand. -2, elevator up or down. We're taking elevator down. There you go. That's point 4 negative 2. Okay. Emilio has walked 1/3 of the way from his house to school. Okay. He has walked 2/5 of a mile. Okay. How far is it? So 1/3. So we can use a double number line here. I see you. 1/3 of a mile. That's another third. And that's another third. Okay. 0, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. So this is his house, and this is his school. So 1/3 of a mile. Okay. And here, let's do this by miles. I know that from here to here, this is 2/5 of a mile. Okay. So this would be another 2/5 of a mile, and this would be another 2/5 because every third is 2/5. So how far is it from his house to school? Well, his house could be 2/5 of a mile plus 2/5 of a mile plus 2/5 of a mile. If you add those up, if you multiply by 3, okay, put the whole number over 1. 2 times 3 is 6. 5 times 1 is 5. 6/5 of a mile. 6 over 5 miles, or 5 goes to 6 one time, 1 left over, 1 and 1/5 of a mile. So here's the distance. You can add these 3 up, 2/5 plus 2/5 plus 2/5, or you can multiply 2/5 times 3, and you get this as your final answer. Next question. Okay, so what percent of the count has he filled in? Well, let's see how many we have here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 25 boxes. And he filled 1, 2, and he filled 25. Shaded are 22. How do we change that to percent? You can do it 2 ways. You can make it like this. 25 goes into 100. It would be times 4. And this would be times 4 as well. It gives you 88. So what percent? It would be 88 over 100 because you found something that is, okay, the same. All right, so that's a quick way of doing it. Millie earned $45. So the topic here is ratios and proportions. So I'll write that as a fraction, $45 in 2 hours. How much will it take? How much will she make in 8 hours? What's the relationship? Times 4. This will be times 4, which gives you $180. That's a lot of money. 8 hours. Pretty good. April walks 1.5 miles by going to and from school. How far does she live from school? Well, if it's to and from school, both ways together, 1.5, this is simply divided by 2. Okay, 2 does not go into 1, with 0. 2 goes into 15 7 times, which is 14. Bring 1 down. Let's add a 0. And 2 goes into 10 5 times. So it's be 0.75 miles. Express the relationship below as a ratio. It looks like pigs and sheep, so you can say that there are 6 sheep to how many pigs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pigs. Alright. Let's see. And then we have 4 more this particular day, which is day 22. A gift is shaped like a cube and has an edge of length of 5. What's the volume? So here's your cube. A cube, okay? All sides are different and made of squares. So this is 5 3/4. This is 5 3/4. And the height, it's also 5 3/4. Okay? So you have options here. Volume is length times width times height, or big B. Remember, the big B times h. The volume is the big B times the height. So your big B is that square at the bottom, which is 5 3/4. I rather do 5.75 times 5.75, and you're gonna be, and the height's gonna be 5.75. So that's not that difficult if you have a calculator, which you'll probably have on this particular 575 times 5.75. 5.75 times 5.75 equals, this will give you 33.0625, and you still got to multiply by that other 5.75 on the outside, times 5.75 gives you some ridiculous number, 190, but make sure you know what they're rounding this to, 190.10. Normally, they'll tell you round to the nearest hundreds or tenths, so I'm not going to even write the other, I'll write the other numbers. So, too long of a number. If you're rounding to the nearest tenth, which is the cutoff right here, everything else here goes in the garbage, but before you throw it, it's going to be 190.1, and this 9 will make that 0 go 1 higher. 190.11 inches cubed. Okay? What's the area of each side of the gift? So the area, it's a square, so let's take that square over here, that face. I know this is 5.75 or 5.34, and this is 5.75 again. And the answer is these two multiplied, so that gives me 33.0625, which is what we had over here. What is the total surface area? Well, this one is easy because every side is a square, so I have this measurement, and I'll multiply it by 6. Okay, so it's 33.0625 times 6, because every side is a square, and we get a surface area of 198.375 inches squared. Okay. Now, if you were to wrap this, each inch square is 50 cents. Okay, so next question, the fee is 50 cents per inch square. We have 198 inches square. We multiply that by 50 cents, and it would be 198.375 times 0.5 for 50 cents times 0.5 gives you $99. Wow, this is pretty expensive. 0.1875. Money can't have 4 decimal places, can only have 2, so it would be $99.19. Okay, and that was day 22. Want to say bye, girls? Want to say goodbye? No?
Bye.
There you go.
Bye.
And that's day 22.